Youth development has changed the way that I do my job.
Paid attention more to youth.
It is a real skill and an art to working effectively with young people.
Instead of setting rules, we give the youth the opportunity to build rules that they're going to follow.
It's become a way of life where I live.
We've found that youth voice in their learning makes a huge amount of difference.
Letting youth believe in themselves and trusting them and not just putting them down or like the adults are the ones that have the right answer. It's more like let the youth actually speak.
Really involving them in designing and making decisions about the things that affect them.
Adults stepping back and trusting that young people know what's good for them.
They are actually contributors to this world versus just recipients of services.
Yeah, they are our future in this community.
What it is, it's not just youth development, it's human development.
You would see young people working shoulder to shoulder with older adults, maybe senior citizens. You would see new and creative things happening. You would see a city that's vibrant and alive and people are excited to come visit. You would see the community stepping up and taking more care of our parks and our resources. You would see neighbors being more friendly and caring of one another. I mean, I think the possibilities are endless if all of a sudden we all got on the same page in delivering our youth development principles and practices consistently throughout the city.
The Youth Development Network is kind of a catalyst for change in this community around youth development, and we're an organization that is really committed to improving the quality and the effectiveness of youth services.
An organization dedicated to creating life-changing experiences for young people.
It is an organization that works with all kinds of people, all sorts of people, to help them understand what youth need from them in order to be successful by themselves.
And give youth a voice.
YDN's 3 areas of focus: training and technical assistance.
To make things dynamic, engaging, fun, to create an emotional connection to the content and the principles that are important.
Networking.
That brings all youth workers and youth-focused individuals together to network and learn from one another's experiences as well as challenges.
Policy.
It's all about making youth development accessible and an integral part of our kind of society and community.
Safety.
If youth don't feel physically and emotionally safe in their environment that they're in, nothing else is going to happen.
Relationship building.
Every youth can have a meaningful relationship with someone that might have changed your life, as it's changed your youth life just because of that one relationship. That could be life-changing right there. One key mentor, one key relationship.
Youth participation.
Is the engaging youth in the process and giving them the opportunities.
Community involvement.
That could be community like neighborhoods that they live in, but it could also be schools. It can also be businesses. So when you have young people who are involved in the community on a real level, they have a sense of place. They also have a sense of accountability to that community that they're living in.
Skill building.
In the youth development context, skill building is ways that youth have to build skills that are interesting to them and challenging to them. So it's not just skill building that kind of beats them over the head with the same concept over and over, but it's opportunities for skill building that are matched to where they are at as people and as learners.
We have one youth member. She was selected to be a speaker at the Emerge celebration where Colin Powell was visiting us and showing his support for the Emerge Coalition. She was able to speak in front of a very large audience of politicians and civic leaders, and she got up there and she's a high school student and she talked about her story. She created her own story and how Emerge has impacted her life and how just youth development and advocates that are adult advocates looking out for her to make sure she has opportunities to lead, to be involved, to be listened to.
But it's youth designing what's actually implemented to make it relevant, and it's something that, you know, it's no longer just adults, an adult world creating things for young people.
I saw young people affected directly through my work on the board, because there are some youth on the board. We would see young people in that decision-making role.
Before YDN, some of the teachers give the person a referral and send them to the office. And today, more often what we see is a teacher migrate over there behind the student and say, and keep teaching and say, how can I help you find what you need? And the student says, here it is, I'm okay now.
They believe in what they do. Everyone in YDN, they walk the walk.
Even though they're a little bit more behind the scenes as opposed to out in front, they're helping the organizations that really do interface with parents and children and youth.
The relationships that they bring to any environment.
What I love the most is that they cause people to take action. People, I think, when they walk away from these trainings, actually end up doing things for the betterment of youth.
They put it into a perspective that once you leave one of their workshops, you are inspired and you want to go out and start taking those steps.
I would love to see every teacher, every counselor, anybody involved with youth take YDN trainings.
What would you say to someone who is thinking of attending a YDN training?
Stop thinking about it and go.
Just opening your eyes to something new and run with it. It's a lot of fun. The training is a lot of fun.
I feel really inspired. I'm excited.
What I consider to be very intuitive in a lot of respects. Conversations I've had with kids indicate that what they say is definitely true.
So I'm actually excited that I got a chance to come. It was very good. I thought it was really amazing.
Training was spectacular, and we've stayed in contact since then. And so I know all the work they're doing is for youth, and it's not by accident. Everything's on purpose.
I think the trainings are wonderful. I think that they're so useful, and I think that you can just about apply anything that you learn here to your work with youth.
Anybody that could be fortunate enough to have YDN be a trainer for them would be very, very lucky.
It's an experience. It's not just a training.
We should be investing in our youth under the principles of the Youth Development Network and engaging in our youth for a better community.
I would encourage everyone, if they can invest financially, invest your time. And not only is it an investment in the young people of this community, it's an investment in yourself.
Every year after YDN, our enrollment on this campus has increased. And this year, we have the highest number of pre-enrollees for next year that we've ever had.
To consider an investment in youth development in the context of that you really want to change your culture. You don't want to just take a class and use the stuff you learn for the next 10 minutes. You want to build a foundation and then build on what you've done. And I'm really proud that our community is doing that.
Thanks to youth development, I now have a sense of success. I have a higher self-esteem, and I feel like I'm a better person than I was before.
And now I kind of see the broad scale of what we can do.
Youth development changes my life, get either more involved in the community or get us ready for the future.
Most of the things that I know now, I didn't know it before, so that has changed my life also to make better choices, better decisions in life.
Support. I've gained safety from my school and from my community.
A better skills and better way of looking at life and choices.
To youth development, I have now been more involved in my community, and I have the interest in what the leaders are doing later on in the future.
It's really about what the kids do for their community as a whole and what all of the kids together do as a community for the whole, not just one individually.
It gives me a better feeling about myself and about the students around me. That there actually are people out there that are trying to help us. Like every day I see my teachers or my principals, and I'm thinking, oh, these are the people who are supposed to help me. But since there's other people outside of that atmosphere that are helping us, it really gives me a good sense, I can be successful. And if I have some stumps along the road, I know there's people out there who will help me get to the next step.
The skills and the accomplishments that I have.
Before I've known youth development, I didn't know what my goal was going to be. But once I went through the process of youth development, I've set that goal, and that goal I'm going to reach.
I want to say thanks to the youth development because Right now I have matured, I have grown mentally, physically, but it's really changed my mental, the way I think, the way I do things, the actions that I take, what I react to actions. That has really changed my life because as in, I don't know where I would be if I never came here. I could have been somewhere else where I could not be happy the way I am right now.